Let me tell you something I've never really said out loud before. There was a point in my life where I wanted something so badly, and I had absolutely no idea how it was going to happen. None. Zero blueprint. And on top of that, I doubted myself every single day. And yet, it happened. Not because I had it all figured out. Not because I woke up one day with perfect confidence and zero fear. It happened despite the doubt. And today, I want to walk you through exactly how, because I think what I'm about to share might completely change the way you see this whole manifestation thing. Stay with me. This one's important. So first, I want you to understand something foundational, because without this, everything else I'm about to say won't fully land. There are two completely different fields when it comes to creating your reality. And I want you to honestly ask yourself, which one have you been living in? The first field is what I call the logic field. And I get it. We're all raised in this field. We're taught that if you want more, you work more, you grind more, you follow the steps, you follow the path, and eventually results show up. But here's what nobody tells you. The logical mind, the one running the show in this field, is not actually creating your future. It's just copy-pasting your past, over and over. It looks at what you've already experienced, what you already know, and it projects that forward. That's it. So when you have a desire for something genuinely new, something you've never experienced before, your logical mind immediately goes, nope, no evidence, doesn't make sense, impossible. And I need you to hear this clearly. That voice is not telling you the truth, it's telling you what it knows. Those are two very different things. Your mind is a commentator, not a prophet. It cannot see what's possible for you next. It can only see what's already happened. And that's exactly why we need to step into the second field, the field of possibilities. This is where the unexpected happens, the opportunity you didn't plan for, the person who shows up at the right time, the idea that comes out of nowhere at 6 a.m. That's not coincidence. That's this field doing exactly what it does when you learn to play in it. And the way you access it is through your imagination. Not vision boards, not perfectly scripted affirmations, just you. Closing your eyes, connecting with the version of yourself that already has what you want, already living in that reality, already breathing that air. That version of you exists. I want you to really sit with that for a second. Okay, now I want to get really personal with you here. Because this is the piece that I wish someone had told me years ago, and it would have saved me so much unnecessary suffering. Everyone in this space talks about doubt like it's the enemy. Like you need to eliminate it, destroy it, overcome it before your manifestation can come through. And I tried that. I really did. I would sit there and try to just force myself to believe. Push the doubt away. And you know what happened? Haha, I just ended up thinking about the doubt more. It's like trying not to think about something. The moment someone tells you not to, that's all you can think about. So here's the truth that changed everything for me. The doubt was never the problem. The meaning I was giving the doubt that was the problem. Because every time I felt doubt, I was telling myself a story. I have this doubt. Which means it's not going to happen. Which means I'm not ready. Which means maybe I'm just not the kind of person this works for. That story. That meaning. That's what was actually blocking things. So I want you to try something. Next time the doubt shows up, and it will, I'm not going to pretend it won't. Instead of fighting it, I want you to say this quietly to yourself. Even if I have this doubt, it is still possible for me to receive this. Say it like you mean it. Say it like you're talking to yourself with kindness, not with desperation. What you're doing with that statement is something really powerful. You're acknowledging the doubt without letting it make decisions for you. You're reminding yourself that somewhere out there, in all the infinite possibilities that exist, there is a version of you that received exactly what you wanted. Even while feeling uncertain, even while afraid, even while not having it all figured out. And your only job is to align with that version, not a perfect, fearless, doubt-free version, the real one, the one that received it anyway. All right, I want to talk about something that I think is the most misunderstood part of this entire conversation. And I want to be gentle with you here, because this one can feel uncomfortable when you first hear it. Detachment. Now, when I say detachment, I don't mean you stop caring. I don't mean you become cold or indifferent toward your dreams. That's not it at all. What I mean is this. At some point, we start giving the external thing too much power over our internal state. We basically say, only when that changes, only when I have that, only when they do that, then I can finally feel okay. Then I can feel safe. Then I can feel worthy. And I want to gently ask you, how long have you been waiting to feel okay? Because here's what I've come to understand. When we want something, money, love, health, whatever it is, we're not really after the thing itself. We're after the feeling we think it will give us. We want money because we want to feel free, secure, like we made it. We want love because we want to feel seen, chosen, like we belong. We want health because we want to feel alive, present, like we're actually here. And the beautiful, terrifying, liberating truth is you don't have to wait for the external thing to give you those feelings. You can decide to feel them now, before anything changes, right here. That's not pretending. That's not toxic positivity. That is literally you becoming internally what you've been seeking externally. And when you do that, reality has no choice but to reorganize around the new version of you. Now, the second part of detachment, I'll be honest, this is the one most people skip because it feels counterintuitive. It's this: sit with your worst-case scenario. Really sit with it. Ask yourself, what if this doesn't happen the way I'm hoping? What if it takes longer? What if it looks different? And then find a way to make peace with that. Not because it will happen that way, but because when you can genuinely say, I'll still be okay, I'll still find my way through, you just freed yourself from the grip of the outcome. And ironically, that's when things start to move. Because you stopped white-knuckling it, you stopped holding your breath, and you made space for it to actually arrive. I have to be really honest with you right now, because I feel like if I don't say this part, I'm doing you a disservice. When I first started doing this internal work, the imagination, the feeling, the aligning, I would finish and open my eyes and look around and nothing had changed. My circumstances were the same. The thing I wanted still wasn't there. And every single time, I had a choice sitting right in front of me. Give up. Say it doesn't work. Go back to just grinding and hoping for the best. Or keep going. I want to be honest, some days it was really hard to choose to keep going. Some days I sat there and thought, maybe this just isn't for me. And I kept going anyway. Because what I didn't understand at the time is that there are things happening behind the scenes that you cannot see yet. People being connected, circumstances being arranged, paths being cleared. You can't see any of it while it's happening, but it is happening. And then there's always a tipping point, where everything that's been quietly lining up behind the veil suddenly converges, and reality shifts. If you're right now in that place where it feels like nothing is working, I want you to hear me on this. That might be the exact moment you're closest to the breakthrough. Not the moment to walk away, the moment to stay. Keep turning inward, keep connecting, Keep aligning. Rinse and repeat, not with desperation, but with trust.